Hi, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for coming back to the Key to Faith Book Writers Club. Today we're going to be writing, and today I hope you have your pen, your paper, and you're ready to write. So today we're going to write. Yesterday we did a little writing and we did some journaling. So I want to encourage you to journal because journaling gets you started on that writing process. It helps your brain to start thinking about what you want to express, and that's the best way to start writing more. And that's how I started, actually. I started out as a writer. I started out writing, journaling a lot. And I have books and books and books, spiral notebooks, journals. I have so many journals. So I just want to encourage you. Journaling is great. It's a great start, and I want you to do that. So today we're going to do some journaling. And the journaling topic that we're going to work on is actually journaling for grief. I don't know if you've experienced grief in your life. I have experienced grief in my life. Years ago, my father, he passed away, but I got through it because of the grace of God. God is my strength. He is my source of hope. And because of God's omnipotent power and his love for me, God helps me through. And I know God helps us all through when we're grieving the loss of a loved one. And if you've lost a loved one, maybe during this time, there's a lot of people that have gotten sick and it's just really sad. Some people don't know how to process the grief that they're going through. And so I encourage you to journal. Journaling is one of the best ways to get out what you want to say. Okay, so there we go. So that's what I want to say. Okay, so I wanted to bring up the fact that there are certain things you should and should not say to people when they are grieving. And if you know of someone that's grieving and you want to encourage them, here's a couple of things that you want to avoid. You want to avoid saying, look on the bright side, or I've experienced this too. You want to avoid giving unsolicited advice. And you want to avoid projecting into the future, suggesting that it will get easier, because sometimes it doesn't get easier. And that's just not what people want to hear at that moment. And instead, you want to, sorry if you hear a little noise, there's a garbage truck outside my window right now. So, yeah, it looks like. So, yeah, so, all right, hope you can hear me. So, instead of saying those things, you want to instead acknowledge the pain, but don't minimize it, and look for the silver, but don't look for the silver lining, and don't minimize it. Just acknowledge their pain. Acknowledge their pain and remind them that you were there for them and you're listening, and share with their memories and their stories and listen to them. Just listen and offer your support and identify with their needs. Only offer support if you have a concern for the person's safety and well-being. And be present with them, open to their pain and their experience, and get comfortable with difficult emotions and be okay with silence, and affirm them and recognize that they don't need to hide, and you don't want to rush them. So just be patient with them. So that's a little tip about grief, and I got that from Pinterest. It's called whatsyourgrief.com. So if you want to look that up, the 64 best things ever said to a griever, and what to say and what to avoid when someone is grieving, you can find it on Pinterest. So other than that, so we're going to do some grieving journaling. If you're dealing with grieving, we're going to do some grieving journaling. So grief journaling. So there's a lot of things we can grieve. We can grieve the loss of a loved one. We can grieve the changes in our lives, things that are missing that were used to be there. And it's very hard to have to change, your lifestyle when things are missing and things that you used to love and they're gone. It's very hard. Wow, there's music playing outside my window now. Interesting. All right, hopefully that goes away soon. All right, so we're gonna do some grief journaling. I've never done grief journaling, actually. I've never done it before. So this is going to be interesting, but I think it's helpful, and it's a way to get in touch with your feelings and learn to express yourself through your pen and your paper. And I'm encouraging you to journal because journaling is the best way to express yourself, and it all starts with a notebook and your pen. So get your notebook and your pen, and let's journal together. So these are some prompts for your journaling. I'm grieving the loss of. What are you grieving the loss of? Just write that down in your journal. The most difficult time of the day is. What is the most difficult time of the day? I especially miss. What is it that you miss? I hope you're writing. Pen in hand, pen in hand. Well, this is a somber moment, we're a serious moment. Okay. All right, my favorite memory is. You just write that down. Okay. My support system includes. What does your support system include? Who are your support? Friends, family, church. It's always good to have a support system. We need support in our lives. So what is your support system? Just write it down so you remember who your support is. Okay, next question. Next prompt. I wish my friends would say or do. What is it that you wish your friends or family would say or do in this time of grief? In that time of grief. If it's already passed and you're still going through it, what do you wish they would say? And right now we're just journaling our thoughts and our feelings. If you've lost anything in this time frame, this is a time to journal your thoughts and your feelings and get in tune to how you feel and work on your writing at the same time, expressing yourself, and get used to expressing yourself and have fun just letting the words flow. Even though this is a serious topic, it's about grief, but it's always good to journal what you feel because it helps you release those emotions. And it also gives you clarity and awareness of yourself. So we're going to do the next prompt. It is hurtful when people. What is it hurtful when people? Something they do, something they say, maybe that's not helpful in that time of grief. What is it that they say or do that is not helpful? It is helpful when people. What is it helpful that they would do? No, it is hurtful. Okay, I'm getting two questions mixed up. So it is hurtful when people do what? What is it hurtful that hurts your feelings when they do this? The next prompt is it is helpful. What is helpful? What people do? What is helpful to you in this time of grief that they're doing? What are they doing? So just write that down. What are they doing that's helpful to you? What is a helpful thing? It's a little bit of noise. Excuse the noise if you hear it. Okay. So just journal if you have a pen and a paper. Thank you for joining us today. So appreciate it. Okay. The next thing to write is the things that help me the most right now are. What are the things that are helping you in your moments of grief? What is helping you? What is it that's bringing you through? Like I said, for me, it was God. God helped me in my grief. And so I know everyone has their own processing of their grief. So write down in your journal what you're doing to help you in your grieving process. What is helping you through that process. So get your pen and your paper and just write down what is helping you right now. I'm giving you time to think and write it down. What is helping you in your time right now? Whether it's prayer, family, your children, it's quiet time, maybe going for a walk. What is helping you? It's always good to be aware. All right, next question. When I'm alone, what do you do when you're alone? Something that helps you when you're alone. You want to write that down on your book, your notebook, pen and paper, write it down, and just get aware of that. Just practice your writing and expression. And then last but not least, I will lean on what? What are you leaning on? You're going to find your strength in something. So those are the different journaling prompts that you can use for grief, whatever it may be in your life. We all go through it. We all have times where we lose things, and that is important for all of us to have a way to process it through journaling. So I hope that was helpful to you, and I want you to encourage you to continue writing and continue thinking about things as you see them come up in your life. Just write it down, and don't forget to get support to get you through everything you're going through. And so that's all for now, and I wish you well, and we will be back next week to talk some more about writing, book writing, going through the process of writing and getting our books and our ideas published. And I hope that will be helpful to you. So if you're ready for that, keep coming back. We're going to do more of that. So we'll do a little bit of journaling sometime. We'll do a little bit of working on writing. And I also want to do a review of a book that's about fiction writing. And I don't know if you, or novel writing. So I've never read this book, and it's really interesting. And I want to just jot down some summary notes for you and share those things with you, because I think this book is going to be really interesting to learn more about novel writing. If you've never written a novel and you were thinking like, what's the process of writing a novel? What goes into it? We can talk about that. So come back next time and we will adjourn there, and we'll have more topics to discuss. So great to have you with me, and I'll see you later.